Portugal. There's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know.
Hola, bon dia, alegria. Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal show, the live stream, the podcast, and of course, Portugal Club, where we will go for question number, I think it's 54, is it not, this morning? It's one that I want to put to Filomena. It's Filomena Friday as well. Oh, which button is that? Hold on. Filomena Friday. Yes! I'll come back to that a bit later on. Filomena Friday. She'll be with us at about 8:20 this morning. Ooh, better send her the link as well for that. Between now and then, we'll be hanging out on this Feel Good Friday, on this rather moist and wet. I mean, it's more than moist, isn't it? On this more than moist Feel Good Friday. Hope you're okay with the weather. It's been peeing down, hasn't it? The last week's storm was characterized. Oh my goodness, I've got a wonky mouse. It appears I'm going to have to change my keyboard. It's always something, isn't there? Every morning, there's so many variables here. This mouse keyboard combo seems to be playing up a little bit. I think it's the problem with the keyboard shortcuts. There's probably a cat hair under one of the buttons, or they've been drooling on my. Well, that's probably the least of my worries. Cat drool on some of my equipment. Anyway, I can sort that out over the weekend. We are making our way to a bon fin semana together, hanging out this morning until Filomena gets here, and a few things to share with you. But I better make sure don't forget the link. It's the same every week now, actually, everybody. That's awkward. I'm pressing right click and it's just not working. But the Control V has come back for some really mysterious reason. The digital world is not meant to work like this, is it? The digital world is on or off. It's working or it's not working. But when computers start feeling and maybe not wanting to do something, which is in the post, is it not? That's when it starts to get a bit awkward, and it feels like I might have some feelings-based AI taking over my system here. Okay, just going to let Filomena know. 8:20, se faz favor. Okay, that's Filomena sorted out. She'll be with us then in about 17 minutes. And I've got a "Sim, muito bem, obrigado, como estás?" from James, the old guy in Europe. Episode 75. My first weekend back in Ericeira, Portugal, is his episode 75. Slow and steady wins that race. Of course, that's amazing, isn't it? We were with James when he decided to make a channel, and here we are, 75 weekly episodes later. Don't forget, if you want to start your own podcast or YouTube channel, there is a course in the Good Morning Portugal Club classroom, my guide to podcasting, which is pretty extendable, transferable to setting up a YouTube channel. But I'd be delighted to help you with that if that's what you want to do. Right, blame it on the cat. Absolutely, that is. I don't know what that is in Latin, but that's a range of merchandise. I don't know. What do you think the proportions are? It's quite polar, isn't it? It's like politics at the moment. I think there are people who really love cats, and then people who have a somewhat. It's not that polar, if I'm going to call it a slight indifference, but I'm just trying to be polite about that. Yes, I think the merch, blame it on the cat, a t-shirt, maybe have that in Latin would sell well. Bon dia Gumpers from Jackie as well, first in this morning at 7:30. That's when I was in me coaching check-in. This morning as well. I'm hanging out at 7:30 for anybody who wants to come and join me to clarify the order of the day on a weekday morning. 7:30, especially for GMP VIPs there. Bon dia, Alegria Gumpers, talking of GMP VIPs. Morning to you, T-Duck, and happy Friday to you, Jackie, from the T-Duck, and hope it will work today. What? Everything? Me too, Adrian. Bon dia from Edinburgh this morning. Oh, hello, how are you? I hope you're having a great time. It looks like you are. I spotted Bristol, didn't I, on your photograph from there. Don't know Edinburgh so well. I have been there, but I don't know it very well. Buttons are not toys. Never stop me, T-Duck. It never stopped me. Good morning, everyone from Gemini. Peter, good morning to you. You're an age when no matter how much you press it, it won't work. Are you speaking from experience there? Well, will we get a phone call later on from Capricorn Chris? I think you like to tune in when Filomena's with us, right, Chris? How are you this morning? How's London? How's the old smoke? Watch the LBC clip. You can tell James O'Brien has never used public transport. Cleanest city. Hey, James O'Brien. Oh, don't do it. Infelem imputa. Blame it on the cat in Latin. Yes, infelem imputa. Hail Caesar. Very good. That would make a good show slogan. It would. It would. Apart from upsetting the cat lovers. Although I did have a moment this morning. Each of the cats, three of the four cats, 3/4 of the cat population of this house, greeted me really beautifully. That's the thing about cats. They are so fickle, aren't they? And they are indifferent. They are the very epitome of indifference. But I don't tell anyone else in this house, but I had some really nice moments with three of the cats this morning, who are very forgiving. I mean, there's me shooing them out of my studio and shouting at them, turning the Hoover on just to get them moving and stuff like that, where they shouldn't be. Training them. You can't train cats. I should know that. We've got to find a way to live in peace together. And we came close to it this morning. They're untrainable, aren't they? Thunderduck circumnix vestimenta sua e subito lupus factus est. What? Peter, he's a cunning linguist for sure. Carl, when are you going to bring back when are you going to bring Mrs. P back to the weekly morning show? She is needed right now more than ever. The wonderful Gilda. Hilarious last night chatting with Gilda. She couldn't get her microphone on, so I could say anything, and she would just have to sit there and listen to it. But then she figured that out. You can see Gilda every other week on the Expats Portugal Dream Team session. It was a good one last night. It was appropriately stormy and awkward and difficult technologically, but we made it anyway. We had a few laughs as well, mainly at Daniel's expense last night. Oh, talking of which, thank you to Aleem who sent me the news item that came in late yesterday, and I got Daniel to cast a glance over it. I'll put the link in. I don't want every show to be dominated by citizenship stuff because not everyone's interested. And it's like, for those of you who aren't interested, actually, that includes me. I'm interested from the point of view of sharing what's going on with the information, but I'm not interested in becoming a citizen, a national per se. Oh, I can't find it now. But Aline was busy last night sharing a link about, Portugal's socialists bypassed the president. Once this got decoded by Daniel, it would appear, and I'll put the link in so you can see for yourselves. There's an unusual step here, and it has been reported on, of course, by not George Branco, by Portugal Decoded. If you're a Substack subscriber of Portugal Decoded, you will see that that's news as well this morning over on the Portugal Decoded Friday briefing, as well as let the cheese season begin. So the socialists, as they are sort of, I guess, loosely being called, and if you want to take a deeper dive yourself into this, there's the link for doing that. They've circumvented the process of Parliament and passed the law directly to the Constitutional Court, bypassing the president. It's on the president's desk to be looked at, and he has that option, of course, to send it to the Constitutional Court. But a group of Portuguese politicians have gone ahead and done it anyway, bypassing him. So we wonder what difference that will make. And just to let you know, even if things do get changed, it's going to take another couple of months. And there's a sort of purgatorial aspect to this. People want to know, those who are interested in citizenship want to know what's going to happen. But apparently, according to Daniel, the longer it goes on, the better the chances are for the law being changed in your favor. Tricky situation, huh? But that's how it is, according to Daniel, anyway, who I was hanging out with last night. Gary Mills, good morning to you, Gary. Great to see you here. Good to see you. I like cats. They taste just like chicken. T-Duck, we know you're a vegan and that's a little bit of cat-based trolling this morning, I think. Carlo, I watched your football update show last night. Nice to see Jerry supporting the Republic. Yeah, that needs a mention, doesn't it? Oh, my goodness. Talking of trolling, Cristiano got some serious fire last night, some heat from the Irish fans. He made this gesture towards, I think, the fans or players of the Irish team. And then he's not vegan. Okay. But I don't think you eat animals, right? And I'm sure you don't eat cats if you want to change that for the record, or if you just want to leave it hanging there for a little bit of controversy this morning. Yes, okay. Point of order. Let the record be corrected. T-Duck is not a vegan. And that's interesting, isn't it? How do you know if someone's a vegan? They tell you, and we're fine. This is the opposite. I'm not a vegan. Where was I? Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, this crying gesture. And he got that multiplied thousands of times from the Irish fans because he got sent off. Sorry if that's a spoiler for you. You haven't watched it, but cover your ears now. You might have to cover your eyes because of subtitling as well. But Portugal lost 2-0 in their World Cup qualifier in Dublin against Ireland last night. So that was an interesting result. Quite unexpected. Portugal not knocked out of the World Cup, but they need to at least win or draw in the next fixture. Pete, who are they playing next? So exciting stuff. Filomena Friday. Who's this? Oh, hey, good morning. Eat fish and eggs then. I lean vegan and eat a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. Thank you for that clarification, Tito. I wonder if Filomena's office is okay. It's a little close to the river. It is, isn't it? Yeah, bon dia, Owen. Good morning to you, mate. Good to see you. Filomena will be here in about 10 minutes. We've got lots to do until we get there. I've got a few things I want to deal with. I don't normally make notes, but I think it's a better show if I do. We will be talking to Filomena about a proposed trip to the Açores. And, of course, that's a plan with our favourite travel agent, our in-house travel agent, Barak, who's been at Gulgán just recently. Here he is on his horse, and with Lady Travanca as well, Lord and Lady Travanca, mounted there. That got your attention, didn't it? Would you like them mounted? No, just holding hands would be fine. That's an old taxidermy joke, my stepfather. I remember so many of his great jokes, but that's because he told me most of them over and over again, bless him. Right, but that was a particularly good one. Mounted, no, just holding hands will be fine. We've got some video of Barak as well in Gulgán. He's having a great time there. Let me just play one of these for you at random now. A horseback, I think a horseback POV. Let's have a look at this one, shall we? It's loading up now. There are a few of them, and these videos take a little while to load up. What's happening to my voice this morning? Maybe 2 webinars last night and a show every morning does get a little bit demanding on the vocal cords. Anyway, here's Barrett.
Mariana.
That must be Ariana, and that's for you if you've ever wondered what it's like to go through Gulgán. You might have been there. You've probably been on foot. That is what it's like to be on horseback, going through the Gulgán festival there, which is, I think that's still going, isn't it? Isn't that happening? Probably concludes this weekend. Look at this one without sound, but there's Barak again. His horse has got some nice little stockings on. So I wonder if he's competing or just is that a little? Maybe that's the sort of litter tray for the. It looked like a massive litter tray, didn't it? Let me just get some more video up for you. Another POV actually. Wandering through the Gulgán the equestrian festival, the great big festival, of course, here in Portugal. There are others around the country, notably in Caldas and Ponte Lima as well. But that's the Gulgán action as we're seeing it again here on horseback, thanks to Lord Travanca, who's over there at the moment. Whilst the next one's loading up, say hello to Peter. Well, we've already said hello to Pete, but he's got the info there. Concludes this weekend with the horse water polo. Okay, so they play horse polo horse equestrian polo, but water. The horses go in the water as an aquatic version of the polo game. Okay, that's interesting. Thank you, Peter. But yes, concluding this weekend, another. Easy. There you go. Going through POV horseback at the Gulgal Equestrian Festival here in Portugal. That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Barak. I've got a couple more, and we may spin those in if we have time with Filomena a little bit later on. Staying with the media deck and system, let's put a conclusion to this where Sarah Davy is. Does anybody want to have a final guess? There is a giraffe somewhere here in Portugal, not a million miles away from me, actually, in among the beautiful bougainvillea there. Where is Sarah on that particular occasion? I haven't seen her for a little while. When Filomena gets here, we will see if she's got any suggestions for me. She did buy me that hat, actually. So I'm looking for dares, really, Portuguese dares in my Portuguese process of Portugalization. In this supersize me kind of way, I'm up for challenges that will add to my Portuguese credentials. But where is Sarah there? She is in Dom Carlos Park in Caldas de Rainha there, folks. So there you go. That mystery solved there. And it's quite something when I love taking people there and saying, would you like to see the giraffe? Of course, it's a carved wooden giraffe, one of the whimsical pieces of art that you'll see all over Portugal, a giraffe on this occasion in Dom Carlos Park in Caldas de Rainha. Did anybody guess that right? Owen, what's going on here? Is this what's going to be happening? Is this the future as people jettison the intrusion into their lives that social media is? Will people like Owen be getting rid of all their platforms? I've closed all of my social media accounts. Can't find your number. Will people be will Gumpers be using the Good Morning Portugal show as a check-in in the morning, as a third-party way of communicating, so you can get all the surveillance apps off your camera? You're very welcome. Okay, so yes, a little bit of correspondence going on between the two of you there. That's great. San Miguel, Estava, and Colorado. So you're having a good time in the Açores there. We are talking about the trip to the Açores with Filomena when she joins us. Looking forward to that. No, Pete's having a laugh. What's that? Are we talking about James O'Brien? Oh, he is so annoying to me. Clearly not to you. Who's this? Chris, of course. James O'Brien is fantastic. He doesn't allow people to hide behind their stupidity. I think that's meant to say. Sometimes he does all people to award. He does. Okay, you've typed this in haste, but to be fair, yes, sometimes they really deserve it. I think. I think his stupidity is dressed up as ideological superiority, and I find him quite repulsive on that basis. How he puts people down and is quite sneering. I find that one of the most appalling characteristics, I think, in people in the media who have talk shows and so on. Sneering superiority. I hope I never do that. I really do. But James, I think he's definitely got a PhD in sneering superiority. Ugh. Yes, a visceral reaction from me there. He's not alone, of course. Piers Morgan and others. Likes and comments. What is that? What I'm going to be? Am I going to be the likes and comments receptacle here of a morning as the surveillance apps get more and more intense and people jettison them? Don't blame you. The restaurant in Dom Carlos Park is wonderful. Yes, we've had some lovely times there, have we not? Never noticed the giraffe. I know where that is, though. Yes, it's where the guys drink wine. If ever you fancy a drink in the open air and want to make some new friends, there's always a bunch of guys there drinking some wine during the day. If you want to try a bit of day drinking, those are your guys there near the giraffe and the bougainvillea. Excellent. What else did I want to show you this morning? Yes, we haven't done maybe we'll do the Portuguese citizenship test question with Filomena then in that case, because we're running out of time to get to her this morning. I did want to let you know that the Portugal resident has had a little bit of a change. Look at this. A typographical branding change. The Portugal resident. Okay, let's find out more about this. This is a rare contribution from the editor. I mean, in terms of an article, her contribution is incredible. Bringing together this on a weekly basis, I think, is quite extraordinary. The newspaper print version and the online version, having to herd cats like me who haven't got their copy in on time. We are now the resident. It sounds very regal, doesn't it? We are now the president. This week's edition celebrates our 36th anniversary with a rebrand of our title and a general newspaper refresh. I'm liking it. I wasn't sure at first. But I do like the typeface. I like the open space there and the Portuguese resident blue, although it's not, it's just the resident, plain and simple. Now, this from Ines, the editor here, who tells us, Ines Lopes, who tells us this week's print edition marks our newspaper's 36th anniversary, as it was this very week in 1989 that the first edition of what was then the Algarve Resident hit the newsstands. I joined the paper in 98 and became editor in 2005. Over the years, we have lived through many changes, including to our name. In 2022, it became the Portugal Resident, a decision that was taken at the time when our editorial policy broadened to bring our readers news of relevant happenings elsewhere in the country. Yes, more than the Algarve. It's a bit like, London-centric news, isn't it? Sometimes I think the news and the Algarve understandably have that criticism because most of their correspondents are based there, of course, and that's where they began. Never forgetting, she continues, our original ethos as a newspaper to serve the expat community here in the Algarve. I represent a non-Algarve-based contributor, but the fact is that over the years, everyone who knows and loves the paper calls it the Resident or even the Resi. I've put an idea hit to her as well based on that. Resi Radio, a Portugal Resident podcast. Why not? Write a letter to her. Say, yes, we want a Portugal Resident podcast or a Resi Radio. So to mark our anniversary with this week's edition, she says, we decided to give a subtle refresh to the look of our pages and, more importantly, rebrand decisively as the Resident. Our focus these days is, of course, as much on our online presence as it is the print edition. But however you choose to consume the Resident, I hope that you appreciate what makes us different as a reliable news source in English about what is actually happening here in Portugal, be it good news or bad news. So we hope you appreciate what makes us different as a reliable news source. Well, that Munson guy is a columnist, for one thing, there at the Resident, and you can see the new rebrand there. One quick other thing before we go to Filomena. I want to share something else with you. I remember Nick was on the show. He's traveling around Portugal. He's released an album. He's sending us lovely videos. The album is now out on Bandcamp, and I've included it. If you go to the classroom area, that is Antonio F's. Let me go back to all of the resources that are there for you. If you support the Portugal Club, if you're a premium member, you get access to nearly all of these, apart from the little VIP section, which I'm developing. But you might not want that anyway. That's quite the niche, the VIP bit. But look at all of this other material here for you. And one really brilliant resource that gets updated on a regular basis, I can't keep up with him, is Antonio F's Guide to Portuguese Music. And there's a little appendix here of expats making music. One of them is Nicholas Barrell, who was with us on the show, sang live, and his Bandcamp latest album, or his latest album that's now released on Bandcamp, is there as well. Lots of great Portuguese music and a few from our community who are making music as well. That are listed there, including the Blisses, Ron Rogers, and other great musicians that move among us here in Portugal. Let's give her a nice big round of applause and bring her onto the screen. Olá, bom dia, tudo bem?
Olá, bom dia, alegria.
You know what we didn't do, Filomena? I'm going to have to take you off the screen again. Just stand by.
Filomena Friday.
I need to learn the language to put me at ease.
Filomena Friday.
It's gonna take time learning Portuguese.
Filomena Friday.
I get confused nearly every day.
Filomena Friday.
How do I know
Which verb is okay?
Filomena Friday.
Practice those words so loud and clear.
Filomena Friday.
On a Filomena Friday, it's a day of cheer.
Filomena Friday.
Trips for grip.
There you are. That's better that time, although we could barely hear the jingle. But you know the words. You can sing it anyway. I don't know what happened there. I have to have a little tweak. There's definitely a jingle problem here on this show, which I will put right at some point. But not now, because we're talking to Filomena on this Feelgood Friday. It's a Filomena Friday. How are you?
Olá, bom dia, alegria. Tudo bem?
Alegria. Muito bem, obrigado. E consigo?
Também, obrigada.
Excelente. Muito chuva também?
Muita chuva, muito vento.
Well, I think it might be more than 5 millimeters of chuva sex. I rebranded Portugal last night. I mean, this is a double take when you're a foreigner. It is the land of 300 days of sunshine and 300 millimeters of rain, Filomena. My first question to you is, has the Portuguese weather changed?
I think yes, because of the storms, because we didn't used to have so many storms.
Right.
It's of course it used to rain and it used to be bad weather, but I think now, and I know for the number of times that I have to take things from my balcony because from my back balcony I have to take everything or lots of things I have to take and put in the house and everything. And I didn't used to do that so often. So now it's a lot worse with lots of wind and especially wind and yeah, big storms. Yeah.
So more storms. And would you say one other observation? I mean, none of the rest of us here have that same, sense of decades, perhaps of
No, no,
seeing.
yeah, I have some
No,
decades of experience. Yes,
I didn't know how to put that politely, but let's
yes,
say
but you are right. I have lots of decades.
we haven't lived here all our lives in the way
Yeah,
that, of course, our Portuguese neighbours have. Not all of them, because some of them went away and then they came
yeah.
back. But people who've lived most of their lives here will have seen the weather.
Mhm.
Has the delineation of the seasons changed as well? Would you say
Yes,
or is that
yes,
like a
because
childhood thing?
yes,
Do
of
we
course,
remember?
because
Mm,
at first we had spring and we had autumn, right? And in
yeah,
autumn, the weather started slowly to
yeah,
get colder and slowly to get wetter and things like that. But now we don't. I mean, all of a sudden,
yeah.
you change from summer to winter, and all of a sudden in autumn you have a very hot day or a very hot week, and so everything is just
Disrupted.
a mix.
Yeah, it's just like everything in the world at the moment, it would appear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
very interesting. The weather being no exception. Yeah, well, thank you for answering that. I think you're the best authority on that of anyone who might be here.
Yeah, with lots of decades of experience. Yes.
Well, we just haven't been here. We've had
I
decades
know,
elsewhere. We just don't
I
have the
know.
local
Well, I've
experience.
I've also spent some time elsewhere, but of course I've
Yes.
been here most of my time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yes, you're a global, international traveler, aren't you? You've been to some amazing places as well, haven't you? We've
Well,
met
yeah.
some of your friends around the world as well on this show.
Yes, for example, from Turkey. Yes, my friends from Turkey. Yeah.
That was great fun. That was great fun. Right. Well, there's a few things. There are already questions coming in, and I think these are what we should
Good, good.
prioritize, don't you think? And we will talk about a possible trip to the
Mhm.
Azores as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
because it's a great place to go. We've got
yeah.
some lovely
Yeah,
photos to share
a
with
trip
you.
that everyone, can go to.
That's amazing, and that's a sort of a co-creation of you and Baraka.
Yeah,
Great.
that's right.
Who's at the Gulgan Horse Festival at the moment, having a great
Yeah,
time.
he's going home today. Yeah.
Right. Okay. One of the things that you might be able to help us with if you go to the Açores, I think, is
Mas
this.
cada qual tem que ser. Mas vieram aqui para um maninho, como que é maninho de liberdade.
Is that an Azorian speaking there? Yes. Okay. All right. Did you
Yes,
understand that?
this is how I sometimes I stare like that sometimes in not in all the islands, but in São Miguel,
That's
particularly in the
that's a
biggest island.
comfort. That's a comfort to us. So even you have that.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes,
Okay.
sometimes I remember once that I had a long conversation with someone that actually I've also presented on the show about the tradition at Easter, the tradition of the men that go around the island. Remember, and I interviewed the owner of the restaurant that had the decoration about that. And he explained everything to me, explained everything to me and my husband. He explained the whole story, the whole tradition, and blah blah blah. And then he went away, and I asked my husband, "Did you understand that?"
Oh,
And he,
brilliant.
well, maybe half of it.
Welcome to our world, Filomena. That's what it's like for most people here most days.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's comforting to know. Morning to you, Jim, as well. Jim White is here. We have a
Hello,
first
hello, Jim.
question. It's good to see Jim. And where was that question then from Mr. S earlier on today? Question for Filomena specifically. Whilst I find that, here's another one. Filomena, where is
there
St.
are always
Martin's?
interesting questions from Mr. S.
Well, Filomena is not, although she can comment on the weather, she's not responsible for it. Who does Pete complain to about a lack of a St. Martin's?
I'm not the
San
authority,
Martino
no.
summer? Okay.
Yeah, but
That would
that's a fact. We didn't have our São Martinho, o verão de São Martinho. We didn't have it this year, did we?
Not yet, not yet. So there's still time to slash your cape in half and eat chestnuts and drink Jarapiga this year. We shall see. I mean, we should allow a little bit of a bandwidth for delay. Okay, with this, does it have to happen on the 11th of the 11th? Generally speaking,
Well, it should.
right? Okay. All right.
Should.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But that week, which is this week, right? It's this week, and we've had so much rain. So
we've had the opposite of a Saint Martin's
Yeah.
summer. I don't know who's the patron saint of rain and weather, but certainly we've been blessed with rain instead and wind. Question for Filomena in Portuguese, which is great. Como é que é este escritório? Está a sair, você está muito perto do rio.
Está muito bem, obrigada. So he's asking about my office, but okay, because I have changed my office because now I don't have the office in the square, in the main square where I used to be for 11 years. I had my office in the main square in Miranda do Corvo, and now I moved home. So I work from home because the majority of my work is online. I teach online. I teach Portuguese for foreigners online, and I also do translations, and I can do the translations at home, and I also do other things that I go out, let's say, with people to take care of several paperwork and everything. And so I didn't need to have the office in the square anymore, and I could save some money. And so I moved home. But I can't understand the second part of the question, if I'm near the river, because why why is he asking if I'm very close to the river? I don't know.
Okay, all right. I think there was a concern about you. I definitely need to
maybe
change.
Because of the flooding. Maybe it's because he's
think it is.
concerned about the flooding.
I thought it was Mr. S, but it's actually Pete. Pete, the top student Pete of Portuguese, of course. Yeah, he was concerned that with the flooding, and it's interesting, isn't it? How I suppose teaching has changed. That you don't need a place where people can come anymore. It must have been really weird to go to an office and then
lots of jobs.
Yes,
lots of jobs have changed because lots of people. I have neighbors. I have neighbors, just across my street that work from home as well. And he's an engineer, a computer engineer, and of course he works from home.
Yeah, amazing. Now, whilst all that was being said and going on, my keyboard and mouse have taken on a life of their own. They're like AI now. They are robots, and they have decided to open up slideshows. I think there must be a bit of a cat-related interference. It's either the Russians or the cats this morning. So I'm having to use the mouse pad, which could be a little bit awkward, but I think it's probably the best thing to do. Matty with us this morning. Well, I have a river passing my property, and I think it will overflow in the near future. He's saying that very cheerfully and in a very matter-of-fact way. Good morning to you, Matty. We do... well, I had a little message that I want to check with you as well. That came through in Portuguese while we were doing the Expats Portugal webinar last night. I wonder if this is it. Yes. Entrei pânico por coisas sem jeito. Now, this is a guy called JMC on the YouTube channel last night. And when I did a hasty translation, because I have to, of course, Filomena, because if I'm going to share it live, I need to make sure they're not insulting me or using naughty bad words. That is quite colloquial. The pa means like mate, doesn't it? Is that right at the end of the sentence?
This por coisas sem jeito.
No.
Oh, the pa.
Pa.
Yes, it's very colloquial. It's not. It's not a swear word or anything. No, but yes, it's very, very colloquial. Pa. Yeah, it's the origin of this pa comes from the word rapaz. rapaz, boy. So
Okay.
then it changed, it evolved to just pá. But in it's as saying mate or pal or
That's great. Okay. And you have to know someone pretty well to use that.
Yes, I
Yes.
mean you don't say that to someone you have just met. In the street, you ask for direction, and then you say "Obrigada, pá." No, you don't.
Okay. Okay, good. But what I think he's saying here, it's almost like one of those great Portuguese sayings that Antonio F curates for us at the Portugal Club. There's a whole timeline of those, over 600 now. But don't worry about things you don't understand, possibly, or don't worry about things that don't make sense.
Well, I just say entra em pânico, but if you want the negative, yes, it probably starts with não entra em pânico por
Yeah.
coisas sem jeito. Yes, coisas sem jeito are just, silly things.
Don't worry about silly things. Okay, well
Yeah.
that's good. That's good advice. That's the basically the one word way of saying that for Portuguese people is calma, isn't it? Calma. Yeah,
Calma,
which is
calma.
great advice, of course. Okay, thank you for that. Let's take another quick look at a few other bits of vocabulary and phrases. And this is becoming extra difficult for me because I'm using my mouse keyboard now. Oh, actually, I can't find that. But what I can find is I don't know if you've seen this on Facebook, but there are these images that are coming up of things that are supposed to be happening in Portugal that I've never seen. And given that you are our Portuguese authority here, maybe you could confirm if these are true or false. Now, the first one that came to our attention that we were discussing yesterday, Portugal mounts wind spinners on cliff edges that light nearby walking paths. The coastline glows softly with each gust of night air. Have you ever heard of that or seen it?
I've never heard it. I've never seen it.
Yes, same here. I think this is really strange. Then another one I saw yesterday, and the additionally weird thing about this is that the page on Facebook is called Fact 27. Fact, okay. Then there's this, which is a nice idea, but I've never heard of this either, Filomena. What's going on? Portugal's parking towers, car parks, I think,
Yeah.
aka car parks,
Not
reserve.
towers. Usually it's not towers.
No, and usually it's underground, right?
Yes.
More than overground.
Yeah.
They reserve one floor nightly for mobile beds on wheels, cars by day, comfort by dusk. Now, this looks like a homeless solution. However, can you imagine in like last night's weather? You're in there. I mean, no disrespect to homeless people, but if I was homeless for a night, I would be going for a shop doorway, not an open plan car park on the top floor with the wind and rain.
Yeah, and that car park doesn't look to me as it is in Portugal. I don't know. It just doesn't look. It doesn't just look as a Portuguese car park. And as you said, we don't usually have towers, right? I know that towers are quite common in other countries, and I've been parking in towers. I've already parked in towers, but not in Portugal.
Right. So Fact 27 might be just some weird kind of AI. The pictures look a bit sort of AI.
Yeah, those pictures, both pictures, look to me too AI pictures.
Bizarre. I mean, these are good ideas in a way. Definitely we need solutions for homelessness and for people to be safe at night. In fact, the most obvious example of this is Orient Station, underground in the underground passages of Orient, not up on a wind-blown car park anywhere.
Yeah. The answer, for example, things have changed lately a little bit because the homeless people that were there, at least the last time I was there, they were not there anymore. So something has changed. Yeah.
Well, hopefully some improvement for those poor souls who find
because it was a large number, a very, very huge number of them that used to sleep there. Yeah.
Okay, and we're getting commentary on this strange mystery then of AI and social media that is called Fact. Ironically, called Fact 27. It's not underground and has no waterfall features. I saw that footage. I mean, there was on X, I think last night. I saw
that was in Forum Algarve. In Forum Algarve.
Yeah, on red alert, of course. They've got a red weather warning, so stay safe in the Algarve there. And I've never seen a parking garage with such high ceilings. So we are in the process of poo-pooing you, Fact 27. Even though we quite like the ideas in some way, they would appear to be false. Right. This other little bit of vocab before we
Yeah,
talk
but
about a sort of...
it doesn't seem true.
Look, it's not. You just feel kind of cheated, don't you? As you do. It's like that. Have you seen that video of the little babies talking about their experience in Portugal? It's like, oh, it's so cute, but it's also so kind of odd and weird as well, isn't it?
It's odd. It's odd. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Different ways to say "don't worry" in European Portuguese. Would you agree with these? Let's go through these and help people a little bit. It's nice to be able to say "não faz mal." That was one of the first phrases I picked up. That's a really nice way of connecting with people, isn't it? So that's a good one there. Like, it's fine, it doesn't matter. But as usual, Filomena, there are a number of ways to say the same thing.
In English too. I mean,
I know.
English is just don't worry, right?
Yeah. No whackers, mate. If you're Australian, não te preocupes. Is that right? Preocupes.
Não te preocupes, não te preocupes, não te preocupes.
Yeah, so don't worry there with the or now sir preocupes. Could you
Informal,
maybe elaborate on that?
as it's written there, the first one is informal and the second one is formal.
Yes.
Oh, it's informal in both, but no, it's in it's a mistake. But they made a mistake. But it's the first one, it's informal, and the second one is formal. Okay?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, that reminds me as well. Other things that have come up in since I last saw you: contigo and consigo. When I'm saying consigo to people, is that a bit too
more polite? More polite.
And so if I know the person, I should maybe just go with the contigo.
If you know the person well, yes, it's contigo.
Okay. And você, this is a big thing in Portuguese, isn't it? The você as well. Could you elaborate a little bit on that too? The turn of você.
Você, although it is the, let's say, formal. When we say formal, we don't mean really formal, but more polite way. It's not that is formal, but because if you want to be more formal, you say o senhor, a senhora. That is more formal. Okay. But você, to be more polite, the Portuguese. So the native speakers don't usually use the word você. What we do is we speak to someone in a formal way using the verbs in the formal form. So we don't say the final S or on the to form of the verb, right? The second person always has, in the present, I'm speaking about the present, a final S. We don't say that S, and so it becomes the he or she form of the verb, which is the same form as we use for você.
Okay. All right, very good.
So we don't usually, for example, if I say como se chama? Como se chama?
Yes.
I'm not saying você, but I'm saying chama, and I'm using se instead of tu, because if I want to ask a child, what's your name? I would say, como te chamas? Como te chamas?
Yes. Okay.
So if I say como se chama instead of chamas, you don't have the S. So it's more polite, and I'm not saying você, or I can say onde mora? Where do you live? Onde mora? And I'm not saying onde é que você mora, because for the Portuguese that sounds a bit awkward. So it's onde mora, onde é que mora, and we don't say the você. We don't say the word itself, but we conjugate the verb in that form, in the third person.
Very good. Another part to this from Mistress Consigo is for Ella or Ella?
Neither.
Yeah, always a third possibility, right?
Consigo is with you, but formal. Okay. With you, formal.
Okay. Como se chama?
Okay. I was just joking. Of course, consigo can also be used in that sense of with him or with her, but in the context, again, You could also say, for example, ele levou o seu filho consigo. Okay, you could say that, but what we use, and you know, let's say we say com ele, right? Com ele with him, or com ela with her, and consigo is just when you want to say with you, formal.
Okay, well, and we saw that a lot, didn't we, with the politics? Because a lot of local parties were saying that was their catchphrase, wasn't it? Sempre consigo, always with you.
Yeah, always
It's a
with
nice way of
you,
remembering-
always
yeah,
with
nice
you.
way to remember it. Yeah, okay, very good. Thank you for this clarification. It's always brilliant to chat with you on our monthly basis, finding more about Portuguese language and culture. We got to Desde lá. This is something you hear
Deixa
in.
lá.
This is
Deixa.
Desde lá. It comes up in informal conversation. You might overhear Portuguese people saying this.
Yeah.
Yeah, never
Yeah,
mind.
never mind. Yeah,
Deixa lá,
deixa
deixa lá.
lá, deixa lá.
Very good, very good. Está tudo bem. It's okay. Everything's fine. Another way of saying it there. Não faz mal. One we're probably more familiar with. No há problema. No há problema. That's a nice.
And let me just add that lots of English-speaking people, sometimes they say no problema because they translate literally no problem, right?
Yeah.
They just say no problema, no problema. And it shouldn't be no problema. It should be não há problema. There isn't a problem.
Yes.
Não há problema.
And that's also a bit of a confusion, isn't it? Because people want to say ha instead of
Yeah, not just the H is silent at the beginning of any word with an H. It's a silent letter. So não há problema.
Let's get rid of it. If it's not doing anything, let's just get rid of it in there.
Oh no!
Okay. And also a useful little phrase, because as you're going around life in Portugal, you'll see a caracóis, won't you? Or on a menu. We have this like voila almost, isn't it? So there you go. No problema. No stress. No stress. Calma there. Okay. And vai correr tudo bem. Is that a little bit more Brazilian there, or is that just,
Yeah, vai correr tudo bem. It's perfectly European Portuguese. Yes,
perfectly
vai correr tudo bem.
There you go. Different
Yeah,
ways.
they are all very common. Yes, European Portuguese sentences. Yes.
We thank Conversa. This is just something that flashed up on social media. There's so much, so many prompts, so much help available. And we thank Conversa Portuguese for that one there. Excellent stuff. Right, should we go on a little trip to the islands? I've got a little preface for this, if I may, please, Filomena. In the way of our Portuguese citizenship test question, you'll be proud of us. Every day we are doing a Portuguese citizenship test question. It's a mock. Obviously, it's not official. It's not official. It might be one day. I might get the call if the Portuguese government are listening, and they're
maybe don't give any ideas. Don't give them ideas.
No, but it's in the post already, isn't it? The idea of a little bit more cultural stuff to learn about, because you've got to do something with that extra 5 years after all, haven't you?
Yeah, you have plenty of time to learn.
It's not funny. Not funny. Okay, so Portuguese citizenship test question number 54 this morning. Which Portuguese island is known for its wine and black sand beaches? Now, these questions are actually very poor in some ways, because they are AI generated, but also some of them get you thinking. So I was thinking this is Azorean. I'm thinking more, black sand is more Azorean than it is Madeiran. However, I think the answer for this is Madeira because of the wine part of the question. Which Portuguese island is known for its wine and black beaches?
You don't
what?
Well, you don't know the wine from Pico, do you?
No. What Pico wine is this?
Well, heritage. Yeah, the vineyards from Pico. About the black sand beach. Of course, there are lots of islands in the Azores with black sand beaches, but yeah.
Okay, all right. So let's go with Pico then on this. Well, we'll get a final adjudication probably Antonio.
You were thinking of Madeira because of the Madeira wine.
Yes, exactly. I was thrown by that. So, okay, and this, of course, is an excellent introduction, is it not, to the idea that is being planned. Barak is our resident travel agent. Every time he's on with a Barak's beef, although have you noticed, Filomena, he isn't complaining as much as he used to. He's calmed down. He's become a bit more Portuguese, I think. Would you agree? No.
Yes, he was at the beginning. He was complaining all the time.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's like always something, wasn't there? It's like how I was afraid to ask him how he was at one point because he'll be like, "Oh, yeah."
Everything was going wrong. Oh my God, everything is going
Exactly.
wrong.
And now, when I talk to him, he's really.
I think he has calmed down. Yes, I think he has learned a little bit the Portuguese way to calm down.
Okay, and that's great. It's lovely to see, isn't it? Portugal is working its magic on Barak, and a part of the magic is a wish with you to take a group of people to the Azores. So tell us more about that.
Yeah, so Barak and I, we are organizing a trip to be done in May, between the 25th and the 29th of May, the last week of May, because it's a very pleasant time, very nice time to go, spring. And so we have chosen the biggest island to start with, because I think that this is mainly, of course, it can be to people that have been there, but this is mainly for people who don't know the Azores at all.
Okay.
And so if you want to have a nice introduction to the 9 islands of the Azores, you can start with the biggest one, São Miguel. And so a week in São Miguel gives us the opportunity to do lots of things. So we are organizing everything, the transport, so the plane and the transport on the island. We
Cool.
are organizing the tours, for example, the boat for the whale watching. So
Really?
yes, we are going to do a boat trip to see some whales and dolphins, whales and dolphins.
Cool.
We organized as everything. So some meals are included in the price as well. And so basically it's 5 days of fun.
Oh, love it, love it. So, will we get to see Genuino Senor Madruga as well, or is he on a different island?
No, that's on another island.
The next trip
I
will be on.
I will be with Mr. Genuino in March.
Oh,
I'm
that
going
was
to
so
Payal in
good.
March.
That
But
was so good.
that's a private trip. That's
Oh, is it? Okay.
me. Yeah.
Well, I've made that. If anybody is interested, and this will whet your appetite for going to the Azores. It's so many great memories we have of you bringing people to the show. Your Turkish friends we mentioned earlier, and this the interview that we this is
A
his
legend. For me,
yeah.
he's a legend.
He really is, isn't he? And this is his book.
Yeah.
Him sailing around the world, and there's his
Autographic
autograph
to
for you.
me.
Yeah, so I'll give you the link for that if you want. And he's so humble as well, isn't he? So sort of kind.
He's fantastic. He's a great person, and I love listening to him speaking about his stories in everywhere in the world. He did the he sailed around the world on his own twice, and
Incredible.
so after being 50, so he really is a legend, and he had some big difficulties in the sea. Sometimes he was, the broke had some the boat had some technical problems and everything,
Yeah.
and he always managed to solve everything, and thank God he came he came
Legend,
home
as you say.
safe and sound.
But not this first trip. He's in our Who's Who if you want to find out more about him. But you'll see him on a subsequent trip going to the Azores, because I imagine everybody who goes on this trip with you will want to go again and explore.
Well, we
the
are.
other-
That's the idea. We are starting with the biggest one, and then if people want, because I'm sure everyone, because I have already taken some friends to the Azores, and they all love it, and
Yeah.
I have taken them to several islands as well, and they always want to go again because I mean it's those islands. I think they are fantastic. apart from some pronunciation of Portuguese. But
Yeah, sure. Yes, yeah. Well, but you will be there to help people. should
yes,
they
I will be
find-
there to translate, so no
Okay.
problem.
Cada qual tem que ser, mas vieram aqui para um maninho, como se que é maninho de liberdade.
Right, more questions then coming in and comments. It's 4 minutes to 9, Filomena. Time has flown by. What about, says Adrian, the use of the regional form vosh in parts of the north, like Trajecmange, also in liturgical language, where it functions a bit like the French vous, Orthodox liturgical Brazilian. I think he's answered his own question there, hasn't he? But the vosh is very hyper formal, especially in a religious setting, perhaps.
Yes.
How about vala and ojala? La seems to do a lot of heavy lifting in Portuguese. Marcus, good morning to you. He's quite right, isn't he? La is vamos lá. These are a great little phrase, isn't it?
Yeah, Oxalá. By the way, Oxalá is just one word. It's not two words, Oxalá. And it's from the Arab. It's a word that we have inherited from Arab. And it is exactly like it means in Arab. So wishes God, right? So Oxalá.
Like Imshallah is Oxalá. Okay, very good. And you would say that as a sign-off, as a final greeting, possibly?
No, we use it is in the same sense of I hope that it will, I hope it does. So Oxalá.
Very good. Thanks, Marcus. Good to see you this morning.
One word. Yeah.
A little bit more colloquial stuff here. My PT mates, Portuguese mates, shout "gajo" to me, not a swear word, but a bit like "pa," presumably a gajo.
Yeah, gajo is guy, like guy in English.
All right, guy, geezer, geese Portuguese for geezer, Portugajo. Right. Good morning from Garrett Teasdale. Good to see you here. Bon dia, Filomena. I think that Cliff Spinner's idea seems to look AI generated. Yes, it's a good idea, but we don't think it exists. I've slept in a car park. Is another a confession here. Not homeless, just stuck for somewhere to sleep in Torquay, and it was cold. Oh my goodness.
Well, I'm sure car park probably they don't have central heating.
And I don't think he was probably the only person sleeping in the car in a car park in Torquay as well, having known the place for a little while. Would have loved to go. I mean, what people get up to in their cars in Torquay, we should not talk about. Would have loved to go to the Azores with Filomena, but sadly we're due to be in Croatia then. It's a tough life, but somebody has to. Yeah, poor you.
Next time, Ian, you can do the next island.
Now, there will be no need to hop on a propeller plane, will there, on this trip? When they jet planes?
No, not to the biggest island. No,
okay,
to the smaller ones, yes. But
he's
not
over there anyway at the moment. Madeira's Seychelles Beach has a natural black sand, so Madeira isn't a wrong answer.
No. As I said, of course, I didn't say that Madeira isn't the right answer and isn't okay. But yes, Pico may also grow not some wine. Come on, Pico's wine and Pico's vineyards are world heritage. So
yeah, I think we'll go with that answer because it connects so nicely with what we're talking about today. Is this true? You did 7 islands in 5 days?
Yes.
Check you out. Amazing. Adrian, most of the beaches on Madeira are black sand. There's a couple of artificial ones that aren't. And of course, the Porto Santo has golden beaches. And yes, they use jets to San Miguel, so you won't have to worry about that. Best way to get involved then? Is it Trips for Brits, although other nationalities can apply, at gmail.com?
Sorry, the question was?
Is that the best way to get in touch with you? To book
yeah, or also my email, filomena.pascual415@gmail.com. So you can also
I'm going to go with Trips for Brits.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, because Filomena sometimes people misspell, so probably it's better to go with tripsforbrits@gmail.com.
Which I'm putting into the chat now. It's a number 4, folks, and don't be put off by the fact that it's
no. It's just because 11 years ago when I started, we just had British around here.
Yes, that's right. Yes, we're often first to the party, aren't we? But don't be put off by that either. If there are Brits on the trip,
no.
Filomena, if they get too noisy or drink too much, Filomena will have a quiet word with them. Right, Filomena. Final word to you. It's 9 o'clock on this Feel Good Friday, Filomena Friday.
For me, it's fine. I mean, I have time. It's
okay. But I'm just wondering if you want to share a last word or anything else that's occurred to you that you wanted to bring to us that I haven't asked you about yet.
um, no. I mean, oh yeah, sure. I remember now.
Ah,
Ah,
yes.
ah.
Okay.
On Tuesday, on Tuesday, the 18th, me and you, Carl, we are going to be famous. You know why?
Is it something to do with this band?
Yes.
Hey, fantastic.
Yes,
Okay,
it's on Tuesday. It's coming out on
wonderful.
Tuesday. The new video, the new song of Os Sai de Gatas.
Very good, very good. Okay, and that will be what released on YouTube, presumably.
Yes, it will be released in on the networks, and so it's going to be on the 18th. The new song from Os Sai de Gatas, and me and you, we're going to be there on the video,
Oh, fantastic.
dancing,
Uh,
partying.
I'm really looking forward to seeing that video because they put so much effort into it and it was so much fun, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
that'll be Tuesday there, the release. Check out Ush Gatush, their YouTube channel. You'll see that on there, and I think they'll allow me to play the video. I suspect as well.
Oh, of course, of course.
Yeah.
They would be delighted. Yeah.
Okay, well, lots of love to you and family over there, and to Miranda de Corva and this storm, Claudia. We've got some greetings coming in. Good luck with the weather, all. Have a great weekend and a bon
Yeah.
fin de semana. Well done, T Duck, on that bit of Portuguese there. Bon fin de semana. It's one of the lovely phrases that you can use on a
Bom
Friday.
fim de
I
semana.
start on a Thursday night myself, but bon fin de semana, a great thing, a great phrase to connect with people on a Friday, on Sexta-feira. And on this matter of Oxalá, se Deus quiser,
Se
if
Deus
God wills
quiser.
it. That's good,
Yeah.
a good phrase as well, isn't it? Is an alternative to Oxalá.
Oxalá.
Also, Allah is also the Maltese word for God. My Arab Israeli Orthodox Christian catechist said Christians should use Yah, not Allah. Okay, the things you learn on this show, Filomena. It's been very information rich, packed with knowledge this morning. So thank you. Muito obrigado, abraço, beijinhos, and ciao, ciao. I'm going to play Andy, as I suggested. This is a lovely little trip. I won't do our normal fade out music. I'm going to play you a video of Andero Gajo, as he's known to his mates. This is his video of a recent trip. I love these, Andy. Keep sending them in. These are your cycling trips, and this is up in Aveiro. I'm just trying to find it now. So he does the an app, I think, probably on his phone, which plots the journey, and then adds a bit of music and sends it to us. So, and I'm trying to hastily find it now, which of course I can't. Now I'm looking for it. Oh yes, I can. Here we go. It's just loading up now, and we'll go out with this to see you into your weekend and wish you a bon fin de semana. And yeah, take great care, because I don't think Claudia's not finished yet. When are we expecting the weather to improve, Filomena, and the San Martino summer to be here?
Unfortunately, I don't know, but I wish it comes soon, because we are all, and of course the flooding is in several parts of the country is causing lots of trouble, and people
Yeah,
have already died because of that.
yes, we have had a couple of fatalities with that,
Yeah.
sadly, haven't we, as well? So, and it's not over yet. So be very careful. Best to stay indoors and attend to your chores, I would say. So thanks, Filomena. I'm going to hang around until this video's up. But thank you so much. Muito obrigado. Beijinhos, abraços. Ciao, ciao.
Tchau, beijinhos, bom fim de semana.
Okay, there she goes. Fantastic. And if you want to get involved with the trip, tripsforbrits@gmail.com. This video is very big, but I think you'll agree it's worth waiting for. The little wheel is going round and round. I don't know when it's going to stop. So I might have to find an alternative way of playing this for you if it doesn't come soon. Just as I say that, it's about to play, or it's just loaded up. So let's go out with this. It's 6 minutes. Get yourself a nice cup of tea, glass of water, maybe even a glass of wine. It is Friday, bon fin de semana, and let's go out with this. Take care. Bye for now. I'll see you on Monday.